So hello guys, this is the first match of CraftCup Lite number 41, and let me upgrade the colors of the pairs. I don't see my cursor. Beijer is red and his opponent DerTuch, I have no idea what that means, is orange. So we have Beijer spawning as cat go out. We have Beijer spawning as the red Protoss on the bottom side, and we have DerTuch spawning as the orange Terran. Let me set myself to busy because Noodle is being a bitch. The map is Senna Caverns, of course, the most popular map besides Metalopolis, and we have to wait a bit. Ooh. So as I've said, the map is one of the most popular maps besides Metalopolis. This is one of the reasons why I'm a bit bored of it, but I think it's better than a lot of other maps. If I remember correctly, CraftCup recently took out Steps of War and inserted one of the ICC Cup maps. Unfortunately, I don't think it was test bug, it was the other one. But I'm not really sure why they took out Steps of War and they didn't took out Jungle Basin, which is like hardcore map. I hate it, a lot of people hate it. It also got removed from the map pool, the Blizzard official ladder map pool. So we'll have to see what other changes CraftCup is going to take. I see that a lot of cups, including Compito Cup, SL and so on, they adopted different map pools. Of course, it all began with the GSL map pool. They announced they removed something like 4 Blizzard maps and they added some of their Blizzard map. So both players are Master League level. They are pretty decent. I've seen Beijer play, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, and he went pretty far actually. He took out a pretty important name. I forgot who it was exactly, but he's a pretty decent player. DerTuch, again, as I've said, I have no idea who he is exactly, but he's a Terran from Master League. He seems to have a pretty nice control for the Marine, and I'm also going to take a look at the brackets because this is the first time I was able to load the brackets page. We have Serian playing with Nick, Aeonor playing with Defi. And let me see what other players I can find. Slider with OKSP, nice, first match. Crusader with Snow. I'm also naming some of the important Romanian players because I know I have some Romanian watchers. We have Alex BJJ playing with Diglet from UK. Paintball is playing with Knocks Out, and probably I missed a lot of important players because I haven't seen them, but we have pretty cool players already inside the cup. We have Beastie QT, we have Magulina, and I think even Empire Cass got in. I would really love to cast Empire Cast today. Now let's get back to the game. We see that DerTuch is opening with a pretty interesting opening. because he's going to go for tanks. Usually Terran players play with mass bio play, but he seems to go for okay marine. 2 reactors on the factories, on the barracks, and he's continuing the tanks production. He didn't start at siege tech yet, so he's going to go for mass marines and siege tanks. So he's already mining 2 gases. Now let's check out what the Protoss player is doing. He's going to go for gate robo and then another 2 gates, and he will go for a fast expansion, yes. And I'm not sure if the Terran player is aware of that. Okay, he's not aware of the expansion, but let's see how he's going to deal with it. We have an observer by Beijer who's going to go and scout, and I see this SCV that's going to go at the Selnaga tower. At least he has that, and yeah, he doesn't even know, he didn't scout it too much, but Beijer saw that there is some army coming out his way. There are a lot of marines. Let me check the army count: 14 marines, 3 tanks, and he's also having 27 SCVs, which is a pretty good number judging by the minute. So he didn't forget to build the SCVs, and yeah, he has siege tech on the tanks. Let's check out this Nexus. Will probably fall down because Beijer doesn't have too much army right now, and he's even building two bunkers. Let's check it out, the fight. Beijer is also building down the probes, and the Immortal is going to do a lot of damage. The Immortal is getting focus fire right now, and it seems that DerTuch did a pretty nice job, but still Beijer almost managed to take down this. Oh, the tank did a pretty big damage. Let me check the probe count. See that Beijer is at 24 right now, while our Terran player is at 27, and he can also produce probes from the 2 Nexuses. So I'm not sure if it was a pretty good attack for the Terran player, because he's pretty behind with the economy. We see that he's going to go for mass marines and mass tanks, building from 2 factories. This is I'm pretty excited about this. I usually see, as I've said, mass bio play, and it's pretty hard for the Terran to deal with, especially since the Protoss player are usually going to go for Colossus and after that for Storms. Okay, we have a robotics bay over here, so he will go for Colossus. This is a pretty good choice, especially since DerTuch is going to go for heavy marines. When we have 2 more factories for DerTuch, I'm probably saying his name wrong, but so he will go for mass tanks, or he will probably maybe swap the barracks with the factories and go for Hellions also. I'm not really sure. Thors are pretty good versus Protoss players. Now back on Beijer, we see that Robotics Bay is now completed, and he's also building a Twilight Council. Judging from the army composition, he might actually go first for Charge. Charge is pretty good versus tanks, because the Zealots are going directly into the siege tanks, so they can't actually shoot on close range. No upgrades yet. We have a scan by yeah, he sees the Immortals. And some of the players on the viewers on the chat asked me why do I comment it in English and not in Romanian. It's because I don't actually like to comment it in Romania, especially by myself when I'm alone. I like it more when I'm commenting in English, even that it's not really that great. And I also like to have more viewers than just 20 or 30 how that we have on usually normal Romanian casts. We see that Beijer is continuing to produce Colossus. He also threw down 2 more gateways. We have ground weapons level 1, and as I've said, Zealot's charge is now researching. Two more Zealots. The Terran player saw the Colossus, but I'm not sure. Okay, he doesn't even have a starport, and I'm not sure how he will deal with the Colossus. Okay, tanks might be a good choice, but let's see. Let's check it out. I haven't seen this before. This is why I'm pretty excited about the next attack. Also, the Terran player is now building the starport and the Ghost Academy, so he's doing a pretty decent job by anticipating the text changes. Now let's check it out. The Zealots are already in charge, the tanks are fighting, and this is not looking very good for the Terran players. Yeah, there are still a lot of Zealots are alive. Oh my god, everything got obliterated. I'm not sure if this was a good idea for the Terran player. At least he's doing a good job by expanding and all that jazz, but also for the people who are watching the stream, I know that I'm saying a lot of words that I'm trying to not say, like but and by the way. So if you notice other words, please tell me. We see that Beijer is now inside the Terran player's base, and this is not looking too good for him. Then there's the GG. Beijer is moving forward, and let me update the let me see who is not in the game. Maybe I can get some good players. Magolina is in the game. Diego, okay, he won. So our next match is going to be between Pony and